Hey guys, Ben America's Baseball Camp's just going through the mechanics of your swing from camp and just wanted to go over a couple things that I see that can help you with your hitting mechanics that you can work on during the season and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started here. A couple things let's talk about first in regards to our stance from our feet to our head, and let's go ahead and break that down. You like to have a really narrow stance, and somewhat okay with that. Obviously, you have a lot more chance for failure and a lot more chance to not be on time, but I understand it's a timing mechanism. I would prefer for you to be a lot wider, where you don't have a lot of movement and you can be more consistent, but that's really up to you. If you do want to stay back there, you just got to really make sure that you're in a position and ready to hit nice and early, that you're not going to get beat, obviously, on not as good at pitching. It will work and you'll get away with it, but as you get older, it's just a lot of movement and a lot of things that have to work to be on your timing. But you are big and very strong, and if that's something you want to do, stay with it. So your hands are in a good spot. They obviously will release off your shoulders and get away from your body a little bit more as you go stride. But from a standpoint, I think we're okay. Obviously, when we go into our stride position here, a couple things that happen as I go into my land foot. So if you notice a couple things, we need to engage the lower half. We can get a lot more power out of your swing than what we're providing, and some of that comes with how we take a step in this next phase of our swing here. I want you to keep an eye on that front foot, and what's going on here is when I go into that front foot and that land foot, we really begin to open it up, and we don't really stride and get ourselves strong. So when my land foot hits, you can see that I'm kind of stuck back with my leg on my back foot, that my knee goes straight down to the ground. And we don't want to go straight down. We want that knee to be inside of our feet. We want both knees to be inside of our feet. Because if I draw a little circle over here, I want that back knee to be more in here. And what we need to do is take that foot and really turn that foot in. But this one, you can see this front foot, you can see that right now your heel is pointing towards the dugout over there. I actually almost want you to show the pitcher your heel. So I want your heel to be a complete opposite. I want this to be your heel over there. And go ahead and take that stride. Get yourself a little bit wider. Keep the knees inside of our feet and get ourselves strong. When you're about to take that pitch, or even if you're not going to swing, to really land strong, to take that stride, to keep the weight inside of our feet, bend those knees, and to show the heel a little bit to your pitcher. Basically, you can at least show the heel to those guys on deck, and that's going to keep our weight more closed. But we need to get a little bit more weight forward in order to put more pounce into the ball at contact here. You can see when we get to it, with you being that large, I think your knees are too close together. And what I would want to do at this point is make sure you get that foot probably out a little farther out towards here, close off that front foot where you're kind of showing the heel to the first baseman or the heel to at least the guys on deck, and that's going to give you a little bit more leverage to get you a little bit stronger on the ball. Let's see how the finish looks. This one you kind of fouled out a little bit, but I do want to make sure when we're finishing to keep our head on the ball. And the other thing at contact, try to hold your finish. You can see how we're kind of falling off to the side there. And what we want to do is really hold our finish to where we can just be and finish it with our head on the ball and holding our finish to really check our stance out to make sure we're all lined up. Going back to the first swing, you can see here again that our weight is kind of backwards on our backside, and we need to really get ourselves in a strong launch position to go when I hit. And that one you had a little bit better in regards to having more space in between your knees. So this one was a much better swing in regards to contact. You have palm up, palm down position at contact. You're nice and tall and straight. Your feet look the part. So on this one was a lot better in regards to that. Keeping your head on the baseball, you hit this one pretty good. One thing we do though is watch the hand snap a little bit early. When I get towards the contact, they hit, and then the top hand really snaps over. And what I want to do is I want to stay through the baseball more. What your bat path wants to do is it kind of wants to come here. If these are your hands, this line is your hands. I want your hands to come here, and I want your hands to go on this line with me. And you notice when I do my hands, they're going to stay nice and low, and your hands go right over here. So finishing with your hands, staying through the baseball more, it's going to get you to be behind the baseball more, hit to the opposite field better by letting the ball get deeper, and just really focusing on staying through the baseball, because right at contact, you really want to snap those hands and finish yourself down low. Be cautious of that front foot. You don't want to spin off on that front foot. Try to really keep that front foot on the ground, and you helping you stride close more, or striding where the guys on deck can see your heel, is really going to help you do that, to get yourself in a better way to work more middle away. I think you should work on the ball's middle away just as much as you do the ball's middle in, where you go learn to hit that ball away. And I would really start with like a tee to really hit the ball hard over the shortstop's head, and then kind of coming back around to hit it over the second baseman's head. And just get your mental approach more up the middle and gap to gap, and stay through the baseball. I think it's going to help you just by rolling those hands over later and snapping those wrists, and keeping that palm up, palm down, keeping that palm up as long as possible to really focus on staying through the ball. I used to always think about hitting two balls, hit the ball that you're hitting, and then place an imaginary one about a foot in front of that to hit through both baseballs. And I'll give you an example of that when I get to contact here. And that one will actually stay through the ball a little bit better. We just kind of fouled it, you can see. Got underneath it, but your palm up, palm down is in a much better spot. You do have a little bit of space in between there, and let's see how your finish did. Finish did better. I would have that back heel off the ground a lot more. You can see that heel is almost on the ground. Get that thing nice and high, and you can really finish strong and tall. I would finish with looking down on the baseball a lot more. I'd put a baseball over here, or down where it says that website, and try to hit the ball and then look at the ball on the ground, and to really finish looking at the ball more compared to kind of spinning off and really looking out where you hit the ball. Be more disciplined after you hit the ball, just to leave your head at contact. I think that's going to really help you. So those are the 5 or 6 things that I would work on personally, and I hope you're enjoying camp, and take this, watch it over and over again. And I hope you have a great season, and hope to see you back next year to see how things are going.